Hey, happy Wednesday. So it's time for another book review, and this book actually has nothing to do with fitness. Health and fitness, I suppose you could say, because it actually does have to do with evolutionary fitness. So it is The Case Against Reality: How Evolution Hid the Truth from Our Eyes by Donald Hoffman. Now, I heard about this book from a podcast that I listen to on the regular, and I thought it sounded really interesting. And of course, I was telling my parents about it the other day, and they started laughing at me because they were like, "Wow, that sounds like a really good beach read." But anyway, so I heard about this book. I heard an interview. I've heard at least 2 interviews now, I think, with the author of it, and I just thought it sounded really interesting, and so I thought I'd get it and read it and see what it was all about. It wasn't actually quite what I expected, going off of what I'd heard about it. It's a lot of really heavy evolutionary science and how our senses work to show us what we see, feel, smell, sense of the world, and how it actually isn't really, how our senses aren't actually really showing us what it truly, aren't showing us reality. Like, everything that we experience, according to this book, isn't actually what reality is. And then, like, finally in the last, like, chapter or 2, he gets into like what he believes, and he's got some math in the back that I completely, like, over my head, that supposedly backs this theory up. But he says that reality, it all kind of bouncing around here, but it all starts because it's hard. It's very, very difficult to describe, and I'm probably going to butcher it. But so he starts out with talking about how no one actually truly knows how our brain produces consciousness. How what's essentially an inanimate blob of goo in our heads produces how we experience the world and produces our consciousness. And so this guy's theory, I suppose, I don't know if you can call it that, a hypothesis, is that we shouldn't start from what we see and experience. We should start with consciousness itself and work from there, and that consciousness is actually what is the basis of everything. Pretty deep. So I like that concept, and he calls consciousness, he calls like conscious agents working, like interacting with each other, and that's basically what creates everything. And it's a really hard concept to grasp, and like I said, I'm probably butchering the very condensed version that I'm talking about right here. And so, yeah, and so since we're not seeing and experiencing true reality, because evolutionarily that would not be good for us to see true reality, because everything we see and experience is there for our evolutionary or evolutionary fitness benefit. And that, so like it's kind of like, there's a lot of physics in this book, there's a lot of evolution in this book, a lot of kind of unites like kind of all the sciences, and that like our space-time is kind of like our operating system, and everything we see it, all the objects and things that we see in it are like icons on a desktop. We're not actually seeing what's behind the icons. We're not seeing what's making the icons. We're just seeing the visual representation of what you know, the ones and zeros and the transistors and everything behind it. And that's what reality is. So we see everything as the we see the icons that are there for our fitness benefit. So I hope that that's what that's about, because that's what I got out of it. And I think it's a really interesting concept. And you know, you might be wondering, well, what I want to do these book reviews that, you know, I'm going to review all the books that I read from here on out, because I think that, you know, you do have, health and fitness isn't just about working out and eating right. It's also about thinking, and it's also about feeding our brains and making us think. And I think that type of, you know, like spiritual fitness and knowledge fitness is also really important. And so I want to do these book reviews as a way to introduce people to different concepts and different things that I'm interested in, and maybe, you know, you might find it interesting. And you know, knowledge is power, and there are a lot of different ways to get an education that doesn't involve sitting in a classroom. So that's why I wanted to talk about this book today. It was really interesting, and you know, if you like that kind of thing. Some people don't. Some people are not, you know, deep thinkers about the nature of reality, but I thought it was really interesting, and I like that kind of stuff. So anyway, that is my review of this book, The Case Against Reality. Check it out if it's something that interests you. And I will be back next week with a new video. This one actually about fitness, perhaps even a routine of some sort. We'll see. I haven't decided yet, but I will see you all later. Oh, and don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I've been posting a little bit more on Instagram. I wasn't that into it for a while, but posting more on it now. And I'm on Facebook and Westfold Health and Fitness, and you can see my websites. They have got two of them. So we've got westfoldfarmllc.com, which has my farm stuff and my fitness stuff, and I have the ISSA trainer website as well. So that's westfoldhnf.issa certified trainer.com. So have a good one. I will see y'all later. Bye.